Alright, guys, so welcome to the P Alpha Music Podcast one more time. I'm very glad that you guys are tuning in to the podcast. This is episode number 103 from the P Alpha Music Podcast. Make sure you listen to the podcast on YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute. You know what to do. Like and subscribe. If you listen to the podcast in the Anchor.fm or any other music distribution or podcast distribution platform, make sure you share with your friends. I'm gonna really appreciate it. Today's podcast is gonna be titled the hustler's mindset. Okay, the hustler's mindset. Okay, and why I want to talk about this, personally, because I identify as a hustler. I do things to make sure that I just provide for my family, especially for me. I've been in very tough situations where, from being a non-hustler, I had to just change my mindset and become a hustler. And interesting to mention is because it was a mindset that needed to change in order for me to just get to that point. The necessity of survival make me be a hustler. Since before I got a lot, right? But then because I have too much, the need to become something that need results in order to survive was not there. Thanks for those situations, it happens to be created as a result. Why I want to talk about this? Because I think there's a misconception regarding hustling. People think it's bad. No, you should not hustle because one of the questions that I hear a lot is you should not hustle because it's just wasting energy, wasting time, wasting resources. I get it. In some instance, let me just gratify some of the points or concerns regarding the hustler's mentality or mindset. And I understand why a lot of people do not like to hustle. And the reason is because nobody wanna think that they could be in a bad situation where they need to just get out of that comfort zone. That's the first one. The second one is because when you start being hustlers, it means that for the first time you realize that you have not been producing in 100%. Okay? Since you have not been producing 100%, it's a reality check for you to understand that you've been lazy for the last whatever years. And third, you start realizing how far you are from where you want to go. And that's why you start becoming a hustler. Now the good side is that you start creating a stronger why you need to just hustle in life, why you need to move for life, and why you need to just keep moving in life. And there's a couple things that I want to mention that it does describe what a hustler means and what is important. It's important because in life you need to make sure that you're closer to something than you are yesterday. You're closer to something than you are yesterday. You don't want to be stuck. You don't want to be farther away from something tomorrow. Okay? You want to be always closing. You want to be always moving. You want to make sure that you're learning all the time. Okay? And the hustler, when you're hustling, right? You're in that mood, right? You don't want to stop. You want to keep going, right? And I don't want to hear anybody saying that it's bad because you never rest. You rest when you get things done. You don't rest when you haven't even started. The time for resting comes when you get things done. I came from work, finish a lot of things, finish some applications, sit down. It's almost midnight, right? I'm tired as hell. But this is hustling, right? I'm doing this thing because it needs to be done, right? Because I don't want to think about what I could have done yesterday when I felt in my lowest. No, I want to make sure that I perform even high in my lowest. Okay? Because nobody's going to do this for me. So I have to just do it myself. Okay? Now, some of the interesting things about hustlers is that they're willing to just, you know, um, they do everything for the craft. They really like what they do for the craft. You're a salesman, right? You notice that you like to sell. You want to be the best salesman, right? So in order for you to be the salesman, the best salesman, you're gonna hustle, right? You're gonna do a lot of things that a lot of people are not doing in order for you to be the, the first or the best one in the company, right? That hustling. So you're gonna now even start loving it, right? And you can still hustle when you don't love it, because there need to be a need. The needs are more important than the love, right? The need is something that trigger the let's say the triggers the necessity to perform. Okay, and that's more powerful, right? You have to think, what is more important for you, eat, right? Eat or rest. Okay, and think about it. If you are in an island alone, let's say someone took you and put you in an island, and you are alone. Hear this? And you have anything, you have nothing. There's two things you can do. You can rest, or you can eat. Right? Drink, eat, or water. Okay, you can rest. The problem is, while resting, you're gonna waste a lot of energy, even though when you're resting. Why? Because the more time passes, the more your body is fasting and burning calories, even when you're sleeping. So in order for you to have a nice rest, you have to go and hunt and get some of those energy later for rest. So the hustle starts. So priority change, right? So when you are in that position where the priority is simple as eating or having food in the table, now things change. Now you have a different mentality. Okay. Now in that same token, right? Let's say you want to be the best of the best, right? You have to be open for rejection. And when you are a hustler, you are open for anything. And rejection does not affect you. Why? Because you understand that in life you have to get no's. Okay? So rejection happens to be something that you are willing to accept, and you understand it's part of the process. Right? People believe that rejection never happens to all the successful people, that they just were born at it, right? That's not true. In order for them to become the best, right, they have to fix a lot of things. And a lot of those things to fix them become from rejections, right? And the more you get better, right, the more the ratio grows. Let's say that you are closing in at 10% and you get your craft down, you might be closing 15%, then 20%, then 30%. And when you're closing 30 to 40%, you're one of the best. So you have to think about those things. Why rejection is important? Builds character, builds confidence, more important, right? And tough skin. So rejection is a very important fuel, and you're gonna start having that fuel as a very important source of energy. Okay. When you're in bad situation, you're willing to just do anything to surpass, right? To achieve, get out of that place, and do anything to just achieve those dreams. Anything. As weird as that sounds, you're willing to just sacrifice anything to just get to that place. Let me tell a story. And I have to give respect where respect is due. There's no better hustlers than homeless people. They will stand in one place and ask for money all day until they get the spare change. All day. all day until they get what they need. Street musicians, the same thing. They play instrument for hours until they get what they need. Seeing myself, I used to see a lady in the J train, the Z train, going towards Jamaica Center. I used to live in Broadway Junction, close to Brownsville in Brooklyn. And I remember every time that I would just get to the train in the J train, there was this lady, old lady, probably 65, small, 5'2", 5'1", and I remember she will have the same pitch. Hi, I'm homeless. I need something to eat. If you can give me anything, I would really appreciate it. She will not change it, but she will just walk every day at 8 in the morning to that train all the way until I just get out of the work. That'll be what, 4 or 5 o'clock, and she will just keep hustling. And the next day, and the next day, and the next day, you made your own conclusion why she needed that money. But the point is that she was hustling to get the money, right? Every day. So entering into this, right? Don't feel afraid of the hustle. Don't feel afraid that you don't need to hustle. You need that. You need to just have a need or a reason to just drive through this thing called life. When things are very tight, I just start just doing things I never did. Building new skills, trying new skills that I ever thought about, but I never used them. Because at the moment when things are very hard, all of a sudden those skills, they need to play a part. You have to think about life when it comes to this, right? As being a little shark. Okay? Have a good heart for being a little shark. Approach life like you are from the Midwestern, right? You live in the Midwest. Good people. Very kind people. Approach people like that, right? But approach business like you live in New York. And New Yorkers, I used to work there, they're very hustlers. Very good hustlers. Right? And when they see opportunity, they take it. I'm not saying taking advantage of people. Don't do that. Your karma will take you. Okay? But learn to move forward. Learn to make sure that when life gets tough, it's time to just get that light bulb on. Don't wait until it's too late. Okay? It's a reason why the 1% is a 1%. And people think when the 1%, they're just lazy people, they just lay back and that's it. No, they're always hustling because all the people want to take their spot. All the people that are below them, they're just waiting until those people get their leg cranked or something in order for them to jump. Now, don't think they have it different from you. You might have people like that below you. So in order for you to be in a better spot, make sure you have that hustler mentality. With this, folks, a little bit short, I understand. But this is how you feel it. Make sure that you subscribe to the P Alpha Music Podcast. This was episode 103. This was your host, Pablo Vargas. I'm out.